Hello everyone, my name is Anderson, and welcome back to the another lesson with me. How are you today? Good. In this lesson video, we are going to practice English listening with an interesting topic. Don't you want to know what the interesting topic is? Are you ready? Okay, now let's start. The video that we're going to listen to is about potatoes. Have you heard about potatoes? Have you heard about the word potato? Or do you know what it is, but you're not familiar with the word potato? More than that, do you love potatoes? Or are you not familiar with potatoes? For those who doesn't know what potatoes are, it's fine, don't worry. We can figure it out today. So before we start the lesson, I want you and me, I want you to share your ideas about potatoes. So here's the question. Do you like potatoes? If yes, if no, why? Can you tell me the reason? Can you share your opinion? If you like yes, if you don't like it, no. But you cannot just say, I don't want you to just say yes, no. I want you guys to practice your speaking as well. Not just listening, speaking as well. Share your opinion in English with a full sentence. I like potatoes because the reason. I don't like the potatoes because and the reason. So, share your opinion right now. Very good. Teacher Anderson, me, I like potatoes. The reason, because it's really easy to cook. And we can cook potatoes in many ways, such as potato salad, steamed potato, and fried potato. This is one of my favorites, actually. But what if I say potatoes are something beyond the food? What if I say potatoes mean much more than the food? Okay. What if potatoes have played a significant role in our history? So history means like past, from the 1900s or 1800s. Whenever it is, it's just our history. What if potatoes have played an important, significant role in our history? What if, without potatoes, our modern civilization might not exist at all? What if potatoes mean much more than a food? What if potatoes have helped our civilization grow? We are going to figure that out as we watch the video that I prepared. So before we watch the video, I want you guys remember these two questions. One, are potatoes important to us? And why? Can you tell me the reason? important, and also significant. And why? Okay, that was the number one. What about number two? Which information did you think it was interesting and why? So, as you watch the video, please tell me the information that you found interesting. So, any information is okay, so don't worry, and as you watch the video, please do tell me. Okay, now go back to the website, and there is our YouTube video clips for you, and watch the video first, and then come back to this video with the answers that you prepared. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you later. Okay, everyone. Have you watched the clip? Have you watched the video? Was it interesting? I hope it was interesting. Okay. Now we can share the comments, your thoughts about the video. Can you tell me? Number one, are potatoes important to us? Are potatoes important to us, and why? Can you tell me now? Uh-huh. Okay. Very good. My answers is yes. Potatoes are important to us. I need to tell the reason. Because it's important to use because as well. Because potatoes have been a widely available, inexpensive, and nutritious food for many people. So, potatoes are important to us because they're inexpensive, nutritious, and widely available. Okay, what about the second question, number two? Which information did you think was interesting and why? Can you tell me now? Okay, interesting. Okay, now let's have a look. My answer. It was interesting. Why? That Europeans used to think potatoes as a decorative garden plants. So used to means European regarded potatoes as decorative garden plants. They're not thinking that right now. European used to think, so it's in the past right now. I will teach about the used to as well, so hold that for that. Okay? Very good. So it was interesting that Europeans used to think potatoes as decorative garden plants. So yeah, that was it. So now we are going to go to the main activities. So in this time you need to listen more carefully. So if you have a note, piece of paper, and a pen, that would be perfect. So as you listen, so like if you find something interesting or something, you can write it. So I've prepared main activities, but before let's go through the important vocabularies for this video. Okay? Very good. Now, first one, significant role. Significant role. So it means something that helped to make accomplishments. Let's have a look at the example. Jacob has played a significant role in our meeting. So, let me ask you a question. Did Jacob do a great job in the meeting? Yes, Jacob has played a significant role in our meeting. So, Yeah, significant role. Something like we can make we can change subject into potatoes. So, potatoes have played a significant role in our lives. We can tell that. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. The modern civilization. Modern civilization. Let's have a look at the definition. The modern development. The modern development of a way of life. So, in your life, in people's life, because of the modern development, the way we live improves much better and much more comfortable like that. Okay, let's have a look at the example here. Car is the one of the inventions that impacted modern civilization. In the 1900s, until the 1900s, we used to use a horse. Yeah? Oh, sorry, my my drawing is terrible. Sorry about that. So we used to ride a horse to go to somewhere else far, or a boat. However, since the car had been made, had been invented, that impacted the way we live. We could go to a somewhere far, maybe Paris, like within a day, which is impossible. But modern civilization made it. So that was the modern civilization, everyone. Okay, now let's move on to the next vocabulary. So it's a cultivate. One more time, cultivate. One more time, cultivate. So what's the definition of it? We prepare and we use land. So we use, this is the land, everyone. This is the land. So the farmers put a seed in here. Seed 1, 2, 3, 4, and suddenly day after day after day after day after, there's a plant. Hello. And the farmer take this out and put it in a basket. So we take it to, I don't know, everywhere where they need it. Okay, so we used land for crops. Everything like potatoes. We cultivate potatoes. We can just say, hello, can I have some potatoes? Not like that. We need to cultivate potatoes or crops or gardening. Cultivate is really important word in this video. Okay, so let's have a look at the example here. In Korea, we mainly cultivate rice. What does it mean? In Korea, it's almost 100% we cultivate rice. We cultivate rice. Okay, very good. Now let's move on to the next vocabulary. Is vital. Vital. In England we say vital. When in America, vital. What does it mean? It's simple. It means very important. Let's have a look at the example here. Drinking water is vital for our body. Drinking water is vital for our body. Okay, next one. Dull. One more time. Dull. One more time. Dull. What does it mean? It's boring. No excitement and interest. So, one example. So James and Harry went on a cinema together, but they ended up sleeping. So after they got out, they said, "Oh, the movie was dull. The movie was dull because they ended up sleeping. So they're bored. So it's dull. What about this one? Let's have a look at the example here. This lecture is dull. I want to study English with Anderson. This lecture is dull. I want to study English with Anderson. I want to study English with Anderson. So dull means boring. So this person wants to study with me, with Anderson. So dull, boring. So hope you guys don't find my lesson boring, but okay. Okay, now let's move on to the next vocabulary is tasteless. Tasteless, simply saying, is no flavor. So no flavor, no spiciness, no salty, not spicy, not peppery, not like that. It's just no flavor, which means simply saying not delicious. Not delicious. Okay, let's have a look at the example here. This cake is tasteless. Where's the chef? This cake is tasteless. Where's the chef? So, this woman is telling the chef, this cake is really not delicious. This cake is tasteless. No flavor. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Consume. 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 Easy as well. So the definition is eat and drink. Consume sugar from the drink. Consume protein from the chicken breast. So we consume something. So which means we eat and drink. So let's have a look at the example here. If you drink a cola, you will consume. So which means you eat, right? Eat. You will eat a big deal of sugar. Don't drink it too much. So everyone, don't drink cola, don't too much, because you will consume, you will drink, you will have a big deal of sugar. So don't drink it too much. So that was consume. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Decorative. Decorative. So which means we make something look more beautiful. Decorative. Okay, so let's have a look at the example here. If we put a candle in the bathroom, it will look really decorative. Decorative means like something beautiful. Okay, something like look more beautiful. So example, I have a table here. There's nothing here. It's dull. But I put a flower here. Then it will look really decorative. Decorative. Alright? Very nice. And now let's move on to the next one. Inexpensive. One more time. Inexpensive. Inexpensive. Which means cheap. Does not cost a big deal. So, I went to a shop yesterday. So I bought 1,000 pounds of perfume. But tomorrow, the day after that, they had a discount. They had a discount. So they were selling this perfume as a 500 pounds. So I said, oh, it's an inexpensive perfume. Oh, it's an inexpensive perfume. Okay, something cheap. Inexpensive perfume. Inexpensive perfume. Something cheap does not cost a big deal of money. Okay, very good. Now let's move on to the next one. Nutritious food. Nutritious food. Nutritious food. So nutritious food means it's a food that contains full of healthy nutrients. So can you name some healthy nutrients? Like vitamin C, B, E, iron, or omega-3 or everything which is healthy. So a food that contains vitamin E, C, iron, maybe antioxidants, stuff like that. So let's have a look at the example here. So home cooked burger. Oh, it must be really healthy. Home cooked burgers make a nutritious meal. So nutritious meal is like meal which is very healthy, which has a lot of nutrients, healthy nutrients like iron, vitamin E, D, C, omega-3, stuff like that. Nutritious meal. Okay, very good. Now let's move on to the next one, everyone. Famine. 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 So it means extremely out of a food. Extremely out of a food. Simply saying no food. No food left. Stuff like that. So let's have a look at the example here. The Great Famine caused a severe hunger for many people. Severe means really bad. So bad hunger. When I can use this word something different. We could say starvation. This word is a bit formal, but just so you know, hunger is the synonym of starvation. The Great Famine, extremely out of food, so hungry, caused a severe, really bad starvation for many people. Okay, very good. Now let's move on to the next one. Population. 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 It means the number of the people living in a certain place. So certain place means like everywhere, like Coventry, Korea, Japan, England, Iraq, or everywhere. So let's have a look at the example here. The population, the number of the people in the whole earth. I mean here, like whole earth, not the specific place. The whole earth is around 7.8 billion. One more time, the population, the number of the people, it means in the whole earth is around 7.8 billion. That was population. Okay, now so let's move on to the next one. Impossible. 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 It means very difficult to make it happen. Very difficult to make it happen. Possible, it can be very easy to make it happen. In contrast to impossible, very difficult to make it happen. Okay, now let's move on to the example here. If there were no potatoes, modern civilization would be impossible. If there were no potatoes, modern civilization would be impossible. For those who watched conditionals from part 1 to part 2, which conditionals is this? It's second conditionals, right? Oh no, it's a third conditional. Sorry about that. Third conditional. No, it's the second conditional. So we have 0, first, and the second. So second is like the past simple, and then would. We haven't learned third conditional. Sorry about that. 0 to second. Okay. Now we have finished the vocabulary section. It's time to watch the video first. Watch the video again carefully. Okay, but beforehand, I want you guys take a picture of this list. Take a picture of this list. So I'm gonna read through the questions from 1 to 6. This will be the question when you listen the video again. Number 1, who? This is the hint. Who started to harvest potatoes at the first time? Who started to harvest potatoes at the first time? You may know. Okay, number 2, Potato does not contain. Contain means include. So, what did I say? Cola. Cola contains a big amount of sugar. So contain means included. So potato does not contain blah 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 blah. This question might include some kind of ingredients or the nutrients inside the potato. Okay, next one, number 3. At the first time, Europeans thought potatoes are. So at the first time, they used to thought potatoes are something different than the food. Okay, what about number 4? At the first time again, Europeans treated potatoes like. So they did not think potatoes as a food. So they treated potatoes as something. Okay? Okay. Number 5, after Irish adopted the potato, what happened? So this question will tell you some kind of consequences, but you need to pick the consequences in the correct order. Okay, number 6. When did the Irish potato famine start? When did the Irish potato famine start? What did I say? Famine? Let's see. Out of food, no food, and it causes starvation. And the other synonyms is a hunger. Okay, hunger, starvation. When? I think this question might tell you the year. About like 1800s, 1845 and stuff like that. Okay? Very good. Now, take a picture of this question list and then watch the video. Okay? Let's watch the video again and I'll see you later. Okay? Very good. Hello, welcome back to the video. Everyone. Okay, so now let's start solving questions from number 1. So let's read the question again. Who started to harvest potatoes? So who started harvest potatoes? As I said, at the first time. So who? It indicates the people. So Peruvians, Chinese, French, American. So who started to harvest potatoes at the first time? The answer is Peruvians. So in the video they said 8,000 years ago in South America, high atop the Andes, ancient Peruvians were the first to cultivate the potatoes. So the answer was Peruvians. Okay, now let's move on to the number 2. Potato does not contain. So we should find the nutrients that does not include in the potato. Number 1, proteins. Number 2, carbohydrates. We sometimes make it a bit short. We say carbs because it sounds much more easier. So carbohydrates are too long. Number 3, minerals. Number 4, alcohol from the liquor. So which would be the correct answer for number 2? potato does not contain alcohol. So in the video, they said containing high levels of proteins, got it, carbohydrates, got it, and minerals, got it. But they did not mention alcohol, which is an essential factor of for drinks. Okay, so potato does not contain alcohol. That was the answer. So let's go to number 3. At the first time, Europeans consider potatoes are spicy. Number 1, number 2, dull, boring, and tasteless, which means not delicious, tender and juicy, so very smooth, we sometimes say melting, and maybe a juice, and salty, and lots of salt. In the food that's salty. So at the first time, initially, Europeans considered potatoes as dull and tasteless. What did I say? Dull means boring, and tasteless. So tasteless means not good, not delicious, right? Yes, you got it correct. Very good. In the video they said Europeans simply did not want to eat potatoes. Why? They considered potatoes as dull and tasteless oddities from a strange new world. So from a strange new land. So that was the answer. So number 2 was the answer, dull and tasteless. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. At the first time, Europeans treated potatoes like, number 1, nutritious food full of good nutrients. So Europeans treated potatoes like fruits, like apple, or pineapple, or orange, stuff like that. Number 3, decorative garden plants. Decorative, we know that, teacher. What's that? So decorative means decorative has a purpose. Which purpose? Purpose, we make it a bit beautiful. We make it more beautiful. So like we used potatoes as a decorative garden plants. This could be the answer, but let's go through. Soft drinks, so like a cola, like a Pepsi, Fanta, Sprite, stuff like that. So at the first time, Europeans treated potatoes like decorative garden plants. So like in this picture, Europeans did not think potatoes are food. So no food. No. They used to think beautiful plants. I'm beautiful. Beautiful for decoration. So like that. So Europeans treated potatoes like decorative garden plants. Okay, very good. Now let's move on to the next question, number 5. After Irish adopted the potato, so we have the 4 outcomes here. Potatoes became a famous decorative plant. Potato became a famous decorative plant. Number 2, many Irish started to travel abroad. So travel abroad means like go to somewhere else, like So Irish actually island is in the northern Europe, northern UK. So here's the island. So in this outcome, so they started to travel abroad, like France, like Germany, like or America, or like South Africa, abroad, like somewhere far away, which where Irish, where the country is completely foreign, like apart from the Ireland. Okay, any countries apart from Ireland. That would be the simplest answer. Okay, what about the Irish population rose? So population, what did I say? The number of people in a certain place. The number of the people in a certain place. So they're saying that the population in Ireland rose. Rose instead of flower? No, rose is like it's like the past tense. You know it. So past tense of rise. So rise is a past tense. Rose. Rise is a present tense and rose is a past tense. So, Irish population, the number of people in Ireland, rose. Before, not now, not happening right now. So number 4, every Irish was asked to stay home. Every Irish was asked to stay home after Irish adopted the potato. So let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at the answer. The answer is number 3. After Irish adopted the potato, the number of people in Ireland rose. So we can find that. We can find the answer in the video as well. The video said, after the Irish adopted the potato, their population dramatically increased. That was from the video. So the answer is the Irish population. Remember, population rose. Very good. Now let's go to the last one. So we're on the last one, everyone. So when did the Irish potato famine start? When? So, as I told you in the beginning, in the earlier video, when indicates a time. So we have 4 options here. So these 4 options tells you the time, obviously. So number 1, the Irish potato famine started in 2020, in this year. So Irish potato famine started in 1990. The Irish potato famine started in 1845. The Irish potato famine started in 1852. So this is the hint. When and start. Started means it hasn't been finished yet. They just started. It's the beginning. So when did the Irish potato famine start? The answer is 1845. 1845 from the picture here. So the answer said, the video said, from 1845 to 1852, potato blight disease ravaged the majority of Ireland's potato crop, leading to the Irish potato famine. So we could find the answer from the video as well. So the Irish potato famine started in 1845 and it finished in 1852. Okay, very good. Now, well done here. So we can take a break now. So before we take a break, I want you guys share your thoughts on YouTube comment section as well. I would be really happy to share and like interact interact with you guys with really creative and really interesting thoughts. So here's the topic here. So if If there's only one food that we can eat, what will you eat? One more time. If there's only one food that we can eat, what will you eat? So that was the topic of our lesson today. Oh, that was the discussion. That was the discussion point of our lesson today. Please share your thoughts on the YouTube comment board again. Thank you very much in advance, and thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video as well. I'll see you. Stay safe, and thank you. Bye bye.